Happy Mother's Day. Now, before I share all the exciting things that are going on here at Seaside, I want to recognize our fantastic Seaside band. So let's give it up for them. So first of all, I want to recognize we typically have a practitioner who is holding the light in the back of the room. And today, that person is Sandra Jenkins. So she'll be the vortex for God's expression. And that's Sandra, holding the light. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Seaside Choir is putting out a cookbook. And today is the last opportunity to submit a recipe. It could be any recipe. And the woman in the back who's holding up the flyer there will take your recipe. So maybe you have a favorite recipe that your mom used to cook for you, or any recipe, and you can turn that in today. So one of the great things about Seaside is all the different classes and workshops that are happening here. I want to describe a couple of them that are coming up. First one, it's not too late. You can still join Healing Your Life, Breaking Through Clouds of Limitation and Letting Your Light Shine, which is taught by Louise Hay licensed teacher Catherine Dietz on Monday evenings. Starting Tuesday night, Dr. Christian's going to begin a 3-week course called How to Be a Masterful Manifester, teaching you sharpening your skills for manifesting. We have an ongoing Science of Mind class with Dr. Leo Fishbeck called The Quest, meeting every Wednesday morning, and they're currently working on Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. And then on May 19th, Nancy Chappie is going to present a workshop called Smart Traveling, Maintaining Principles on the Road. I assume those mean spiritual principles, because sometimes when you travel, things don't go quite as you plan, but this is a way to help you save time, money, and aggravations while traveling. We have a yard sale coming up, and Keith Russell, is he here? Yes, of course. He's going to tell you a little bit more about that. Keith.
Good morning, everyone. By a show of hands, how many of you are planning to come to the yard sale on June 8th? Nice. It's been moved to June 29th, so don't come on. Do not come on June 8th. It's June 29th. There was a conflict. Graduation is that same week before the previously scheduled of June 8th. We're going to have the pods. The pods will be here not next Sunday, but the following Sunday. So if you want to start bringing in your goods to contribute for the yard sale, that would be 2 Sundays from today. If you have large items that you'd like to get rid of, take a picture, bring them in. If it's appropriate, we'll get a truck and we'll bring it down. We want to help you. We want to accomplish last year at the yard sale. For those of you who are not aware, we were able to to make enough off the yard sale to buy our 2 cameras. This time we want to get a new computer for Tim back there so we can continue to live stream and send Christian's words out to the world. So 20 of you have raised your hands. Really, it's a wonderful opportunity to have chats. I have one other quick announcement. Sacred service. A lot of you come to church, you tithe, you pray, you journal, and you may want an opportunity to fill that service, sacred service. We need ushers and greeters both at the second service and the first service. So if you've ever thought about ushering or greeting, we just ask for a commitment of 1 week a month, which is not bad at all. Gives you an opportunity to meet other people in the church and meet people coming in and greeting. So please take the opportunity. See Jackie Tipple out there, or if you want to come to the first service, I'm at the first service. So thank you very, very much for all your volunteering.
Thanks, Keith. Keith mentioned the graduation, and the Centers for Spiritual Living and the Holmes Institute. The ministerial students will be graduating, and that's coming up on Sunday, June 2nd, and we could use some volunteers to help out with making that a great event. Those of you who are interested in deepening your commitment here at Seaside, I don't know if you know this, but Seaside is celebrating its 25th anniversary, and we've created a unique program called the Silver Circle to help celebrate that. There's a table in the family room, and you can find out about how you would join the Silver Circle and hear all about the different benefits that go along with that. Today, there is a drum circle here at Seaside called the Rhythm and Radiance with Christine Stevens. It's right here in the sanctuary. You don't have to own a drum. You don't have to be a drummer. If you just like to be involved with music, great opportunity. Come at 1 o'clock today here in the sanctuary. If you've been coming for a while and you are interested in joining the church, On May 19th, there's a new members class. And on May 22nd, there's a new members luncheon for those that have joined. And if you are a member and you'd like to pay it forward and sponsor a member at this luncheon, come and get to know those new members. That's a great way to do that. And you can find out more about that in your program. One of the neat things that we have here at Seaside is the Gourmets for God program. And rather than me describe it, I'm going to turn it over to Marv to show you a quick video clip about Gourmets for God.
Gourmets for God is back, and it's back because you wanted it. It is so much fun. There are so many ideas that are out there. We have done Phantom of the Pasta. We have done Tide One Over, which was Thai food. We have done pizza and beer and watching a Padre game together. There are parties all over this town because people are opening up their homes with fun ideas.
Gourmets for God is our major fundraiser during the year, during which we're going to have hosts from the church offer incredibly creative meals that people in church can come and bid on, have a wonderful time, incredible food.
I'm going to be doing a pie eating contest as one because we didn't do that last year.
Is that sugar-free?
I don't know.
Oh, my God!
All right, that's Gourmets for God. And so right now, what we're looking for are people that want to host. If you have a house or a backyard or a boat or any place where you can host and you want to come up with a theme. I went to a great one a year or two ago that was Indian, and they had belly dancers and music and Indian food. It was just fantastic. So you can't miss the table. It's got the beach ball. It's got the hat, the balloons as you leave. If you want to find out more about Gourmets for God, check that out. I want to point out that on May 24th, the Seaside Sisters are putting on a sacred sound meditation with Deep here in the sanctuary. That's an opportunity to go deeper in your meditation with other women. And so right now, what I'd like you to do is stand and greet your neighbor and remain standing.
Please remain standing for our congregational song. This morning we're singing All Good, Holy, Holy. Here we go. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is love, holy, holy. All one,
beautiful. Oh, my. And good morning, Seaside. Hey, what a joy it is to be with you on this fabulous day on Mother's Day. My goodness. And welcome to all moms, and welcome to everyone. You are welcome at Seaside, and Seaside is a spiritual nexus, inspiring people to live their dreams, to live their divinity. It is truly a welcoming community where all are welcome, no matter where you may be on your spiritual path. It is an affirming spiritual community. It is a kind and caring community. It is non-judgmental. It is a place where you are welcome here. So welcome, welcome, welcome to Seaside. And once again, special welcome to moms on this day that you've chosen to share this morning with us, as well as all the moms that brought the kids here today. This is fabulous. So we should do this more often. I like it. Anyway, hey, I was given a little dictionary of words that have been defined by moms. You may have heard this, but it's called Mother's Dictionary, and I pulled a few out for you. And it's so the definition of bottle feeding: an opportunity for daddy to get up at 2 a.m. also. Drooling, that's how teething babies wash their chins. And a dumb waiter, that's one who asks if the kids would like some dessert. Feedback, that's the inevitable result when the baby doesn't appreciate the strained carrots. Oh, keep it going on. Full name, we all know. That's what you call your child when they're in trouble. And grandparents, well, that's another one. People who think their children are wonderful, even though they're sure parents aren't raising them right. So, and a show-off, that's a child who's more talented than yours. Impregnable. That's a woman whose memory of labor is still vivid. Yeah. I mean, one more is independent. That's how we want our children to be, as long as they do what we want them to do. Bunch more. But hey, I also want to acknowledge all the women that are here that may not have children in their life or in their world and have made that choice, whether it's been conscious or whether the body has said, no, this is not the time, or whether too young and it's an intention somewhere down the road, or whether the vision for one's life ministry or sole purpose didn't support that, or the career is solid, or medical reasons, or the relationship isn't conducive for a child, or one had some trauma in their world, and whether it is abuse or whether there was addiction or deep depression, whatever that soul needs, that little extra nurturing at this time, or for the women who were committed to having a child and could never get pregnant, and the adoption was never finalized, or one that was released into the world. You know, whatever it may be, I want all women to realize that you are a vivid, valid source for life to express itself, that no matter who you are, there is always the ability to nurture and to share love, that you are an impactful expression of that feminine, nurturing expression of God, and that you are fertile, that we're all fertile, living in this wonderful expression of life, giving birth to God's expression. So... So with that, one of our wonderful practitioners, Dennis, let's go a little bit deeper in prayer.
Okay, keeping our thoughts of our mom in our minds and our hearts. Please join me now in the stillness. feeling that presence of God in this sanctuary today. I know that there is only that one power and that one presence, that one mother energy of love, of peace, of harmony, of security, of strength. For this is the Spirit of God. For as we take in this understanding and embody this Spirit, knowing that it is that Spirit that continues to flow through each and every one of us, and as we breathe it in and release it into the world, as we take this time together and we spread it out as we go our ways today and this week, knowing that as we sit here and enjoy the talk with Reverend Christian, as we know the presence of Spirit is here right now, next to us, in front of us, behind us, around us. And as we examine all this each and every day, as we breathe it in and accept it into our lives, knowing that it is this energy that fills us and flows through us, the abundance, the prosperity, the love, the peace. For it is in this time together we find that power that energizes us at each and every moment of the day, that heals us, that empowers us at each moment. So it is in gratitude now for this time together. And I say, so it is. Amen.
New birth on earth. All well, all well. New birth today. We welcome you, Serenity Renee. New birth on earth, in kind one mind. How sweet, how very sweet is our welcome to Serenity Renee. Welcome, darling one. Welcome, Serenity Renee.
Thank you, Practitioner Dennis Mills, for starting us in such a sacred space. And Reverend Fran, your song about Melissa Suzanne's coming baby, how beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm sure she feels it. Good morning. I'm Reverend Christina Tillotson, and what I get to do is welcome you if this is your first time here. So if this is your first time, just know that we, as Dr. Christian said, we honor all paths. So whatever path you're on or not on, thank you so much for being here and just sharing this day with us this morning. And especially, and if you're new, please stop in the back and get an envelope. It has some cool coupons for some free stuff at the bookstore and some things that Dr. Christian has written in it, so please take advantage of that. And especially if you're a mother, or if you're a cat mother like me, welcome. If you have a mother, welcome. I also want to welcome all of us whose mothers who are on the next plane. I just know that their presence is here. My mother never got to travel all the way to Seaside while she was on the planet, and I absolutely know that she's here today, and I can just feel the energy of all those mothers who have left the planet also. And I also want to extend a special welcome for some of what I consider my babies, because I'm the Distance Education Dean for the Holmes Institute, and I only get to see them online. So if you're a Holmes Institute ministerial student here for the week, would you please stand up? We are so blessed because we get to birth ministers out of Seaside, and you're all part of that, so thank you very much for that. So the reading for today is from Dr. Christian's Joyous Freedom Journal, and I emailed this to all my sisters last night, and I'm already getting emails back about how they really feel that this honored our mother, who just left the planet a couple of months ago. Arab proverb: God can't be everywhere, so he made mothers. Mom is the name for God in the mouths of children, yet there are no words that express the power and courage for describing her love. Mothers take care of what they can, and somehow have learned to trust a higher power to work and guide their children where they can't. Maternal love somehow is the catalyst to believe one can do something beyond what one has done before, because every child who comes into the world is a new expression of God with infinite possibilities. And moms are entrusted to be the first visionary of what's possible for our lives. So, Dr. Christian, thank you so much for writing those words. And let's take these ideas into prayer. Just feeling that love, feeling that light, feeling that power and that presence of what I call God. And it doesn't matter whether it's called Adonai or the force or Allah or nature or love. It is all God. It is all love. It is all that glue that holds the universe together that is love. Through and as all of its creation, from the dancing waves on the ocean here, from the tiniest atom to the farthest galaxy, it is all light, it is all love, it is all God, and all of creation is that one expressing itself as love right here and right now. And I know that I am that God expressed as love right here and right now, as each beautiful spirit here is. That love, that light, that bliss, that grace of spirit sitting right here in this sacred sanctuary, celebrating that love of God together right here and right now. So I am knowing for this sacred time together that that love is just embodied at an even deeper level than ever before. That mother love, that love of spirit that's through and as all of its creation just is embodied. And anything that is unlike that love is just dissolved into the nothingness from which it came. And that love flows forth from this sanctuary out into this community, out into this world, just surrounding this whole planet with that light and that love of spirit. And for this, I am just so grateful. I gratefully accept this light and this love of spirit as the truth of this sacred time together right here and right now, as I release this word to the law, absolutely knowing that it is now done in perfect, beautiful grace and love. And so it is.
Thank you, Dr. Christina. That was just gorgeous and beautiful. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm doing, you know what, I'm having so much fun. I figured that if I get a new wig every week, is that okay, Carl? I come home, he doesn't know who I am. Actually, it saved our marriage. But right now, I have something more important to tell you. Our guest artist today, I became enchanted with her. I just loved the way she looked, and maybe that's why I chose this one today, to be sisters. Of course, never mind, we won't talk about that. But I have to tell you, when she came last time to Seaside, she was on the beginning of her pregnancy and was having morning sickness. And I said, oh my God, what's that like? And she says, well, it isn't really fun. And she sang anyway. And then I thought, well, gee, can I book you on Mom's Day? And then she said, go ahead. And of course, I thought, I didn't calculate quite right, and I thought maybe she had the baby already. And anyway, long story, she's here, and we're ready at all circumstances. We have everybody in tow. I've got phone numbers you wouldn't believe. But right now, she is going to sing the most beautiful song. And I was inspired, and I just got all touched by her beautiful baby. Would you step up here to the... When she named the baby, and she's going to tell you again the name of her beautiful baby girl is...
Her name is Serenity Renee. And you would think I'd be prepared for you to sing this the second time. Reverend Fran sang it the first service, and of course I'm totally crying and hormonal. So that's a great combination. And I thought I would be totally prepared for it, but yet the tears still flowed this time around too.
I tried to make it better.
It was great.
We love you, in other words.
Thank you.
We love you.
And the baby was moving, so I know she was hearing it right when that was coming out, so that's special for us. And actually, we were booked for this before I was even pregnant. Do you remember? This is a coincidence that I ended up being a new mom coming into it on this day, so I'm glad to be here sharing it with all of you guys today. And this song is called Step Into Love. Please sing along with us. Step into love. Step into love. Step into love. That's the part you guys are going to sing along with us. We'll do one more time for you. Let's go. Step into love. Step into love. Step into love. Mm-hmm. Everybody, yeah. Step into love. The sun is shining, the world around me is so alive. The birds, they are singing, together we celebrate our lives. So when times, they seem crazy, you're feeling down, you're feeling blue, just remember that God is within you, and this is all you need to do. Step into love. Today I choose to step into love. I'm gonna make love mine. Step into love. The light of God surrounds me, and everybody, yeah, you sing. Step into love. Today I choose to step into love. I'm gonna make love mine. Step into love. The light of God surrounds me, and everybody, yes, step into love. Now my life is amazing. I see God in everything that I do, and I know there's something special in store for me and you. So in times they seem crazy, you're feeling down, you're feeling blue, just remember that God is within you, and this is all you need to do. You sing, step into love. Today I choose to step into love. I'm gonna make love mine. Step into love. The light of God surrounds me, and everybody, yeah, you turn. Step into love. Today I choose to step into love. I'm gonna make love mine. Step into love. The light of God surrounds me, and everybody, yeah. All right, now we sing. Today I'm gonna step in love. Let me hear you. Today I'm gonna step in love. Today I'm gonna step in love. Today I'm gonna step in. All right, let's build it up. Here we go. Today I'm gonna step in love. Yeah, yeah. Today I'm gonna step in love. 2 more times. Today I'm gonna step in love. Last time now. Today I'm gonna step into love. Step into love. Today I choose to step into love. I'm gonna make love mine. Step into love. The light of God surrounds me, and everybody, yeah, you sing. Step into love. Today I choose to step into love. I'm gonna make love mine. Step into love. The light of God surrounds me, and everybody, yes, step so much. That was so much fun. Thank you guys for singing with us. And once again, can we have a round of applause for the musicians and singers on this?
And how about for Melissa Suzanne and Serenity Ray? How beautiful. Hey, Step Into Love. That is a great song for this morning. Since this morning is about Wired for Love. And oh my goodness, that is the mom in our world. Mom is the highest expression of spirit made manifest, I believe. And truly, moms are wired for love. And so I believe that is our coding, that is in our DNA. And that is truly, when we begin to open up to that, able to feel the magic that comes with living in love. And I've shared this story with you about my mom, but I'm going to do it again. Just the fact that I'm sure that she figured out that I wasn't perfect, but she never let on to the fact of that. And so because she believed in me, I learned to believe in myself. And that is one of the gifts that divine perspective has, that Father, Mother, God absolutely sees the perfection and the wholeness of that which you are. And something Hafiz said, he was this just humorous 1300s Persian poet. And he wrote that we're all here at the perfect time, and we are all together in God's classroom. And the only thing left we have to do, my dear, is to stop throwing spitballs. I think, wow, I'm from that old age. What are you talking about? But you know what those spitballs are is the consciousness that disconnects that love wiring. Those spitballs that disconnect that love wiring are the ones that say you're not good enough. It is the self-judgment that says, you know what, you just got to struggle, or life is too tough, or there's not enough possibilities left, or you do not have enough money, or you are not good enough, or whatever those self-judgment things are going on within our thinking realm and our field of awareness that begin to sabotage the perfection and the truth of your being that you were born with and into. It is time for us to drop those self-judgments and begin to see our life as God sees it. Begin to feel the truth of who you are, which is already perfect, which is already whole, which is already capable. And as you begin to recognize the truth of your being, you'll begin to step forth with a new level of confidence and assurance of that which you are, which is spirit expressing. You get to be congruent in that expression. I had the opportunity to spend a couple days anyway, with 8 leaders from the Association of Global New Thought, and Barbara Marks Hubbard was there. And she was talking and downloading a bit from her December 22nd global event. You may remember Birth 2012. And she put this on 6 of the 7 continents. It was simulcast from around the world. And she started it in Australia. And she was saying that, the 22nd was, a big celebration since we didn't all disappear on the 21st of December. We made it. And so there was this birth of that which was new. And so went through the big celebration. And then she said she went through a depression after the birth. It was like, okay, so now what? I got the kid, the birth. And she began to think about, you had the Generation X, Generation Y, you had the Millennium kids. And what she finally got is that we are now all, it's not just a sector, all of us is Generation 1. We are all part of the one generation where the inside is one with the outside, where we're living on one planet, and it is one human family, and it is one race, and we are in this together, and we are Generation 1. And as we begin to recognize that all that is necessary to support the healthy planet, and all of us being together in this world, is already there, ready to be downloaded, because we have been wired for love. But you are the one who must begin to see your life as God sees it. Begin to see yourself as that divine mother begins to look at you in your absolute perfection. And as you begin to resonate with that vibration of your being, you begin to be a clearer channel for which that love and God expression happens in this world. We talk about the Christ consciousness. We're not talking about a person. We're talking about an individual who exemplified a level of awareness that we call the Christ identity. If you're Buddhist, we'd say the Buddha nature we'd talk about, or, Krishna consciousness. What's interesting is that all the great traditions at the mystical level talk about what that oneness is like, and they all talk about the interconnectedness and the expression of love. And what I want us to get is that we are already wired for that, and to hook it up, we have got to just stop disconnecting it, and we disconnect it by believing in our mediocrity. Where in your life are you believing in mediocrity? Where in your life are you forgetting that you are the Christ identity, that divine vibration of spirit? You know, you ever take vitamins? You don't have to answer, but it's like a rhetorical question. But, you know, you take vitamins and they kind of work in your body, right? But, you know, if you stop and read the label and find out actually what they're supposed to do, you know, they're supposed to make you feel healthier, more vibrant, stronger bones, more energy. So you begin to feel that even more, right? Okay. For me, that's the way it works. When I realize this is what it's supposed to be doing in my body, it tends to do it better. When you come to recognize your divine expression, that you're a child of that almighty expression of life, that you are a child of God, that you're already perfect, whole, and complete, that everything that you need is already coded and wired into you because you are so loved that you have come into this world to share that identity. When I begin to recognize more and more that's what's my labeling, I begin to live it and feel it more. Well, you guys don't have to, but that's the way it works for me. But if you are identifying with your mediocrity, then I ask you to ask yourself this question. It's a home assignment for you. What mediocrity are you aligning with in your life? Just sit with that at home and ask yourself, what mediocrity am I aligning with in my life? You know, that part of you that is self-judgmental, that is not holding you in that place of perfection and wholeness, but it's saying that you are less than. Well, but it's the truth. It's not the truth. There was this guy in the construction site. You know, the guys in the construction site, a lot of them, the guys and women, you know, they're very strong. But there was this one guy who was bigger and stronger than everybody else. And he boasted, he rubbed in their face, he let them know at all time, hey, I've been lifting weights since I'm 10, I'm stronger than any of you, I can carry the heaviest load, not be tired, on and he went. Finally, the scrawniest guy in the place just had it. You know, he just leaned on his broom. He was one who did the brooming, I guess. And he said, I'll bet you $50 that I could wheel a load all the way back to the back fence that you cannot wheel back. And the guy said, that's a deal. So the kid put out the $50. The guy shook his hand, put his $50 down, and the kid went over. He picked up the wheelbarrow, both handles, rolled it over to his nemesis and said, okay, get in. There are answers out there that are beyond what you might normally think is the answer. But are you open to it? Because if you're closing yourself down with the self-judgment, if you're not perceiving yourself as that divine mother sees you, as perfect, whole, capable, as a divine conduit of its expression, then you begin to get stuck. You begin to believe in that mediocrity. You begin to see yourself unable to do that for which you are capable of doing. What is percolating inside of you? What wants to give birth? You allow that spirit to impregnate you with that wonderful expression that is yours to bring into this world. You are living in this fertile realm. And so what is perpetually seeking to express itself in your life? What is perpetually seeking to occur as your expression in this world? And say yes to that. Now, I'm teaching a class starting Tuesday, a quick 3-week class on how to be a masterful manifester. I want all of you to be able to manifest in your life at the level of your choice. I'm going to be working on how to come more from not from absence, but from presence. Not from a lack, but from a sense of abundance. How to come from fullness as opposed to emptiness. How to come from that divine place of already being there as opposed to wanting to get there. It is a matter of consciousness. It is the shift. It is that Christ alignment. It is that Buddha nature. It is the truth of who you are, that you are capable of bringing forth that expression in your life in an ever greater kind of way, but you are the one who must say yes to that. You are the one who must give it space in your life and know that my life is God's life. Hey, that's a good one. Let's say that together. My life is God's life. Again, my life is God's life. Say, I'm spirit expressing. I'm spirit expressing. Again, I'm spirit expressing. Say, I'm wired for love. I'm wired for love. Again, I'm wired for love. How about I flow with the go of God? I flow with the go of God. I flow with the go of God. I can keep going, but I'm going to stop here. You're wired for love. You are that place of the God expression. And you become that place in which it expresses itself. You begin to give so you can live, and then all of a sudden you live so you can give. You give your expression of self. That's what moms do. I mean, it's like they just... My mom used to have an acting workshop in Hollywood back in the 50s. And I always just saw myself as she had prepared the stage for me to enter into this world and allowed me to be my own playwright, write my own script. And I was out there, and she let me have my battles and my tragedies, but she was always there to help me through it, always there to coach me and give me a kind word. And only after I had my son Trevor did I ever begin to understand the depth of her love for me. And as I grew, I began to see my mom not only from the eyes of a child, I began to see her as the woman that allowed me to birth myself. That's the saying is, having a child is like having your heart run around outside your body. It's like, that's crazy to be able to do that. But we must develop our own consciousness. As much as we want to fix somebody's world so the path is easy and straight and they don't have all the difficulties, that's part of what it is growing and coming to discover who you are, what it is you're made of, and to be able to go with the flow of God within your life and in your world. And I have all the time people ask for prayers, and so often prayers are, I want to change this in the world. I want to change this effect that is out there. I have parents say, Christian, my kids is going in for the physical. They want to go into the military. Would you pray for their perfect performance in the physical checkup and their ability? And then I'll have another parent say, my child wants to go into the military. Would you please pray that they fail the physical? It's like the same experience. What is the right prayer? It is a consciousness. The healing that takes place in our evolution and when we're wired for love is the shift in consciousness. That's the only thing that really matters. It's not about changing the outside world. I've had somebody say, hey, pray, my business is going under. Pray that I have this influx of cash. And they didn't get it, and they went bankrupt, and they lost it all, and they started a new business, and they flourished, and everything was wonderful, which looked entirely different than what their original prayer was about. But yet when you're willing to trust that you are that Buddha nature, that Christ consciousness, that you are that, then what is showing up in your life is spirit unfolding. I'll have people say, I got to go in the hospital, I got to have this operation because of what's going on in the body. Would you pray, that in the hospital everything's for perfect physical healing? And then I'll have somebody else with a similar challenge in their body and say, hey, I'm going the natural, holistic route, no medical procedures. Pray for that. And I just keep coming back. What is important to pray for is that expression of spirit in the individual life so you can come to know your true nature and have it show up in your world in ways that are right, the ways that are appropriate for you in your self-expression. That the key is not to get caught up in the fear, because when you begin to have that vision of fear, and Ernest Holmes talks about fear is misplaced faith. Fear in the vision, you begin to capitulate between the world of effects and what is possible, between heaven and earth. And it begins to take hold, and what is necessary in that moment is to remember your peace, that part of your being that has never been violated. It is the time to sit with a spiritual practitioner who can remind you of your truth and to get quiet, which is why we start every service in the stillness. And listen to spirit, so we can begin to see spirit in the point of question. This week, also with Dr. Michael Beckwith, and we were reevaluating AGNT, the Association of Global New Thought, and the success of the Season for Nonviolence. 16 years, it launches every year at the UN. It's in countries around the planet. Every governor in all our states has given proclamations. Hundreds of thousands in the data bank and connections on a grassroots movement. But you know what? There's more to do now. It's reached its place of, the conventions we used to throw. Good, but you know what? It's like there's an energy that's subsiding. One of the things he pointed out, he says, when you're at the peak, which was like the success of these events, not that they have gone down, they're even greater, but that energy and excitement, when you're at the peak, you can see other peaks of things you want to do, but you have to come down from that mountain. And sometimes coming down before you even start up the next one can look like and feel like that it's not that joy and not that excitement, but you caught a vision. Our vision, we're going to do webinars once a month that's called New Thought on the News. And anybody can dial in, no cost, we'll give you that connection. What we're now going to do is a spiritual film festival once a year in Santa Barbara. And then all of a sudden we've got these new ideas and this new juice, and it just reminds me that would never get disconnected. You are always wired for love. It just sometimes gets corroded with, oh, this is getting old, I'm getting tired, or I'm not good enough, or whatever judgments begin to slip in there. You have got to remember to see the perfection, that part of the Divine Mother that has never seen the imperfection or the challenge, but there's something new for you to step up to. Moms have a way of seeing that call forth something great in us. This one mom, Sherry Cohen, shared, she just cried when she saw her teenage twins standing there in their grungy, torn clothes. Long hair, one of them was orange, the other kid's was green, the earrings, the nose rings, the faux tattoos, the midriff, the 3-inch nails. And it was Passover. And they were going to the family dinner. And all the relatives were going to be there. And she just could hear already the talking and the heads turning, the chatter and all that stuff. And she thought, she's standing at the door, that she could force them to go change. That, she could draw a line in the ground. You go, she could threaten their life, ground them forever, all those things. But it wasn't worth the battle. I mean, if they were 9 years old, she could tell them to march back up to their room and put on something more respectable. But she realized, this was respectable to them at this point. And so they went and they arrived. And she said, and nobody's head turned. Nobody said any comments. I mean, they looked a little awkward sitting at a table of 20 next to the small, perfectly polished, shiny-faced cousins. But they were totally participated in the songs, in the readings. The son helped the littler kids read their parts, and her daughter helped clear the dishes between the different courses. And they were laughing and talking and telling stories and history and pouring coffee for the elders. And Mom just sat back and said, it really doesn't matter what anybody thinks of my kids, because I think they're terrific. Hello. And so, she sat there just marveling. Sometimes you never know when those special moments are, whether it's a smile or a look. And she just wanted to get up from the table, go over and hug her little babies. It's cool. Their little cheeks like they were 9 years. You guys are so cute. I love you so much. But she held back. She just sat on the other side of the table and said, I'm going to tell them later on the way home how much their presence at this dinner means. Because their clothes are going to change as time goes, but they're always going to remember this. It's always going to be part of their life. I'm going to let them know how proud I am of them, how much I love them, how special they are to me. And the part I love about this story is she did tell them. And it just reminds me how important it is for us to express that love. With those that are in our world to be able to do that. With those that are getting ready to leave our world. And to those that are not in this physical world. Because you are connected by love, which brought you here, and that love transcends time and space, and we are an energetic expression that is occupying this body, but I'll tell you what, that energetic expression knows love. It is wired for love, and that is the love that still connects you with that life force that has never died. And what is imperative is that you continue to take the times when you're given that to connect, whether in this world or not. We got this little note from a mom. I think she wrote it to God. It's real short. I just want to share it. It just says, "Forgive me, Lord." So I guess it's a prayer. I don't know. But it says, "Forgive me, Lord, for all the tasks that went undone today. But this morning when my child toddled on in and said, "Mommy, play," I simply had to say yes. And between the puzzles and the trucks and the blocks and the dolls and the old hats and the books and the giggles and the gadgets, we shared 1,000 special thoughts and moments and hundreds of hopes and dreams and hugs. And tonight, when prayer time came and he folded his hands and softly whispered, "Thank you, God, for Mommy and Daddy and toys and French fries, but especially for Mommy playing," I knew it was a day well wasted, and I knew you'd understand. You get to decide what is most important in your life. And if you choose to remember your connection, that you are wired for love, the magic that comes to whatever dynamic shows up for you. There was a mom and dad sharing with their young boy that they were going to have a third child. And the little boy said, "I don't want a new baby." Now, the parents, they had gone through the sibling rivalry of having a brother for him. And he somehow embraced Damon, his brother, and he loved Damon. And Brian and Damon, they got along just fine. But this time, Brian was putting his heels in. He was taking a stand. No logic, no reason, no persuasion could get him to change his perspective. And so mom and dad finally said, "So why don't you want a new baby?" And little Brian just kind of looked up at them with his big, wide, tear-filled eyes in their eyes and said, "Because I like Damon. I like the one I got." You never know how things are perceived. They're going to have their hands full, parents. I heard one child, you're a parent, 2 or 3, you're a referee. How my mom raised a couple boys and all of our friends, I don't know. But when my world gets too hectic at home or at work or in life, I just stop for a moment and say, I don't know how my mom did it, but she did it. And somehow, it just centers me. It takes me back to that quiet place to know, you know what? I can do it. This too shall pass. I shall have what it takes to get through this. And so, one day a year, we honor our moms. But I got to tell you, my mom had a way of making every other day of the year Kids' Day. And I can remember when Callie and I first got our home, my mom bought us this big, beautiful, cushion leather couch. And a memory that I'll always have is the first time she sat in it, how our little guy, who was then Trevor, or still Trevor, but then little, just kind of crawled up her leg onto the couch, into her lap, buried his little body into her big body, and she just wrapped her arms around him, and he went to sleep. And that vision of my mom and my kids still sit with me. It's amazing. She probably got the couch for her just for that reason, but it is just that love. My mom had a way of teaching through example, which is why I learned to love. And when she listened with her heart, which is why she was probably such a great counselor for 30 years. And when she communicated from that special place, and she told me when I left home, remember, we are only a heartbeat away. But what I've come to learn since she left this world is that we're even closer than that now. And it becomes my responsibility to connect with Mom, because she's always here for me. And the magic that comes from that is amazing. I mean, I assure you, I would still love to sit down on that couch with my mom. I'd still dream about putting my arm around her and hugging her and kissing her and looking in her eyes and saying, Mom, I love you and thank you. But you know what? There's a new way of doing that. And it's just as warm. And it's just as special. And it's just as real. And it goes both ways. And so, moms have always put us center stage. But on this day, this is the day I say to all you mom, step into center stage. Take the bow that you so have earned and deserve. And listen to the bravo. We love you. Moms, you want to stand? So we can just say we love you. Bravo! And I would like to invite onto the stage the newest mom in the house, Melissa Suzanne.
So while being wired for love doesn't just mean love with each other, love between other people, it also means love with God. And this song is about how God loves us and how we are known to Spirit. It's called Spirit Knows My Name. I have a maker who formed my heart, and before even time began, my life was in Spirit's hands. Spirit knows my name. Spirit knows my every thought. Spirit sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call. I have a creator who calls me its own. God will never leave me, no matter where I go. No, no, 'cause Spirit knows my name, and Spirit knows my every thought. Spirit sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call.
And that is Melissa Suzanne.
Thank you.
Reminding us.
Thank you so much. And can we get another round of applause for our wonderful musicians in the band on this one? Thank you.
Spirit calls. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in our givingness, to feel that love, that nurturing, and know truly that the blessings of the Spirit moves in this house. For today, we were all touched coming through the door by the wonderful roses that our children gave us. And that's what Spirit does. That is its nature, is that it gives. And so you give to live, but then you begin to live so you can give and to be that divine nature of Spirit's expression. So I invite you to listen to your heart and your soul and say yes to that which wants to to birth itself here in this moment. And so with that, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward at this time. I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew. Thank you to those who mail in your gifts when you can't be here on a Sunday, as well as those that remember us with the auto tithe. That regular systematic support from your world to Seaside's, because I'll assure you we have the regular obligations, and so that regular support is a great blessing. I want to say thank you to those that are watching us from their computers. We love you and thank you for your support. And I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing truly that this is a blessed moment where the divine expresses itself in ever-increasing kinds of ways, as the very experience that each of us is having. For the blessings of God is upon this moment, and each of us becomes that expression of the divine moment where the fullness of God moves. Grateful to feel that vibration and that wonderful frequency of the abundant flow, living in a sense of peace and security, just dialed in and wired for love and abundant love and good, knowing that each of us is able to express and to give at the level our soul desires. So knowing right now that which has blessed our individual life, we send forth knowing it continues to bless all those with whom it comes in contact. And so on this grand day, I just say thank you, thank you, thank you for living in the enough, in the presence, in the abundance, in life itself. And so it is. Amen. And together let us say our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Joyous celebration of this abundant flow, I know that each and every one who has been that wonderful conduit of God's affluent flow of life feels the enrichment and the blessings for sending forth that blessing into life. For truly the wonder of God continues to enrich the places from which it came. So grateful to be that spot in which Spirit has blessed, knowing that which has been sent forth is taken care of in good stewardship, and is sent forth into the world, rippling out blessings to all that comes in contact. Thank you, thank you. We live in this wonderful expression of life, and so it is. Amen. All right. That is Trudy, your board president. So thank you. Hey, and speaking of gratitude, great job, guys. Guys from the Seaside, way to rock the house. Melissa, Suzanne, how fabulous for you to be here today, sharing that wonderful voice and spirit and mommy energy. And thank you, Reverend Fran, for your wonderful expression of love and music. Dr. Christina, thank you for sharing. Always a joy to have you up here on a Sunday. Giving us sound in the back is Melody. Good job. Giving us the visuals is Marv. And know that there's CDs available right after the service if you would like one. And Tim, sharing this with the world, live streaming. Thank you for delivering that to homes around the world. We love you wherever you may be because it is Generation 1 and we are one on this planet together. So, hey, a lot's going on at Seaside. Like today at 1 o'clock, we've got the drum circle ministry going on. Come be part of that wonderful vibration. If you want, classes are going on. Those are fabulous. Take a look. And then we got the graduation, June 2nd going on here. We've got centers from all over Southern California. They're going to bring their practitioners, and our ministerial candidates are going to be walking down the aisles in cap and gowns. It's going to be an absolutely fabulous day. Let's see, in a week, Deep is coming back with his sound meditation, but the sisterhood, the Seaside Sisters, are going to be hosting him, so it's for women only. It's a very special night on the 24th. And so if women, you want to be part of that, it is a wonderful sacred space to be. So I want to say congratulations to our cookbook folks. I heard we hit the 150 contributors, so you need one more. Okay, get them to them now. Now we are on to Gourmets for God. I want you to know that I had a call from Cindy Dietz, who's heading this up this year. Quite concerned. Our goal is 50 families, and there's 12 that signed up. So just put the table in the middle of the room. You got to trip over it. Even if you don't know when or what, put your name on there because we're wrapping that up in a week also. And we envision 50 homes opening up for fun, festivity, conversation, friendship, just memorable moments in your life. So say, yes, I'm going to host something. So put your name there. So when she's back here next week, she'll say, wow, what happened? Also, let's see, it's our 25th anniversary, and so if you're not part of the Seaside Silver Circle, take a look, get involved with that. There's wonderful things that we'll be doing. And pavers, Dr. Christina bought a paver today in memory of her mom. It's a great day to put another paver into the ground in memory of that soul connection. But what I want to do right now is pray. Hey, first I want to say, guys, you having fun? Hey, what'd you do today? Anybody want to tell me? Oh. Hey, thank you for the flowers. They're gorgeous. You guys like your flowers? Oh, yeah. Hey.
We talked about filters.
Filters, and what kind of filter? What do you filter?
Like how you could text like with God and music.
Wow, you text with God and music. I like that. Yeah, that's cool. Good job. All right. Okay, come on.
We talked about filtering in good stuff and filtering out bad stuff.
Woo, good going. Yeah, I like it. That's it. Woo. Everybody else? Yes. Okay, well, then what I want to do is pray. Healing's the thrust of our movement since its conception. You know, we don't just talk about this. You can't prove it in your life, then why bother? It's from our fruits we take our authority. And so I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners that are here to just stand and invite all of us to feel this upliftment of spiritual energy, this life force, for truly this is a blessed moment. It is a moment of love, for this moment is wired for love. So I relax into that. I get quiet into that. I expand the space within my heart and soul to feel, sense, and to be in the revelation of God's love. And I remember how it has touched my life in those spots and those moments where there has been an electricity of a divine connection that has changed my patterning forever. And so it's in this moment I resonate and return to that wonderful frequency of love. And know that it is in this love vibration that all is transformed, and that it is about stepping into the consciousness that healing happens, not trying to rearrange my world or tell anything outside my what to do, but rather I open up to being that place through which that God presence moves and healing happens. For as Spirit continues to move, it heals and purges out anything unlike itself. And the divine begins to transform the very moment in which I am in. And what I am left with is an awareness and a trust and a faith and an unshakable conviction in the divine right action continuously having its way in my life, even when I don't know what that way is. God does. And since I am wired for love, I become that loving expression of God made manifest in the world in which I walk. For I am that place where heaven touches down, and all that is around me is a reflection of that kind of awareness in which I walk through this world. And I am so grateful to that wonderful father-mother expression in my life, that full balance of being that continues to remind me that who I am is far greater than anything in this world. Because I am more than this. I am more than anything that this world can throw at me, because it is not me. I am Spirit made manifest and expressing in this moment. And so, knowing the eternality of life, that one does not die to become immortal, but one is immortal now, I choose to remember those that have blessed me with love that are no longer in this world. That love keeps that connection vibrantly alive. And I am consciously aware of the divine influence of that connection. And for any of those in our world that are working on transitioning from this world to the next, I know right now that that love current continues to be infinite, and that we are each on this wonderful wave of the divine eternality and expression of Spirit. As Helen Williams works on surrendering the physical form, that Helen moves on with the ease and the grace of her soul expression, remembering love, being in love, and knowing that love is the way, and listens and follows that. Knowing truly that life continues to be that current and that heals, and I know every prayer in our prayer request chest is answered now. That transformation takes place in our individual lives. So grateful to believe that there's so much more than that which I can see, but I can feel and I can sense, and I am uplifted and I am healed, and I am grateful to live in this wonderful affluent flow of life that enriches all aspects that are relevant to my expression here in this world. Being the masterful manifester that I am, I say thank you and grateful for the great I am of my expression in this moment, and I let go with the deep conviction that Spirit has had its way in this moment and every moment forward for which I live, and so it is. Amen.
Ooh, there was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, trying to face just one more day, you got to let it go. Let it all go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And this is what we have to say. Come on! I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle and no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm Seaside, you do one. I know there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. Yes, I'm only here. For
Hey, our affirmation is, my life is touched by love. Let's say that. My life is touched by love. Touch your heart and say, my life is touched by love. One more time like it's true. My life is touched by love. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. To joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor our truths as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Amen, amen. Hallelujah.